We stayed in the Bower Spruce Island house, I believe 2 years. It was pretty darn hard, though, to move out completely and move back in completely. So we began to look for another place to live. The Bowers, were doing us teachers a great favor by letting us rent during the school year. And then it was a good business arrangement for them, because the real income from the chalets was renting them to the summer crowd that paid big bucks to get up out of Texas or up out of Denver, but get up into the mountains where it was cool, nice. Well, we'd look at this place or that place and find one you think you like, and you check with Riley Scott. The wrong side of the mountain, doesn't have the right insulation or what have you. But we finally found a Riley Scott approved place. It was back as you went towards the Highway 70, and above where the present Safeway store is. But at that time, the earmark as to its location was an abandoned, vacant motel. You turned off of the main highway and kind of wound your way up and around, and went by over to the left is where the Jensens, another church family with great kids, John and Carl, and we loved all of the Jensen family. So we had good neighbors that we knew. And you wind up and over a little hill and just drop down about, 30 feet, give or take. And boy, they had cleared out the side of the mountain and put that house, just tucked that house in there. So everything was okay, Riley said. You'll be able to drive in there and get in there all right, and the sun's going to be all right, so that you'll be comfortable. Had a fireplace or two, and we enjoyed the house. Wasn't there a funner place to live as Bowers, but it was a good place. Just up over another little rise to the left as we came into our property, our rental property, was the SCHESELMAN house. Nice couple, nice kids. Had a kindergartner just a little older than our baby, Rhonda. And right down below us was another little house. And in that house, Mrs. Young and her children lived. And the boy Roger will figure in a sports story later. Well, you get on down the line to rent that place, and you find out there's a special thing about renting that house. If you're going to rent the house, the folks that have been there a long time, and they have a great dog named Cecil, a Heinz variety kind of dog, cute dog, unusual looking dog, and they didn't think that it was going to work to take that dog to where it was they were moving, so if you rent the house, the dog goes with the house. Man, we got to say hello to the dog, Cecil, and hey, Cecil, we liked and Cecil liked us, so no problem, be glad to do that. We all fell in love with that dog. And it wasn't very long into that, I don't know if it was the first or second year, but we were there I think 4 years. 3 years. Somewhere well along after we had really come to love the dog, Donna called me in tears one morning. She said the milk delivery man came through and Cecil got out and chased it and got run over and killed. Boy, I tell you, we had a lot of weeping at our house and had a real decent funeral and burial for that dog down in the valley below us. Loved Cecil. And we were just horrified that he got run over and killed. Well, the SCHESELMANs had a kindergartner, as I mentioned earlier, and I tell you, he and our little daughter got to playing together, and she was impressed. She was blown away by that boy. I don't know how many times she told us that David was the smartest boy in the world. Well, I think we lived there a year, give or take. And David went to kindergarten. And, how schools are. They arrange all these nice, interesting little field trips and so on. And I can't remember if the fireman came to the kindergarten or the kindergarten had gone to the fireman. But that particular school day, He had got to climb on the fire engine, and, you know, the fireman had talked to him and so on, and he comes home, and what in the world did that pair do? They go right down below our house, and that's, you know, we're right by the forest. And they start a fire. I don't know who got the matches, don't know how they got the matches. But Donna said the first thing she knows, Rhonda comes up and tells her, Mama, Mama, we got a fire down there. We need help. No. Mama, come over here and look out the window. And boy, she looked out the window and there's smoke. So she runs to get on the phone. I guess it was a party line. I can't remember. It must have been. Because I think she had trouble getting on the line, but eventually found out that Mrs. SCHESELMAN's David had already reported, and she'd already called the fire department, and they got out there and put out the fire. Man, I don't know just what all they taught those kids that day about fire, but David and Rhonda did a very bad thing. Thank God they got there and got it out. Boy, there was a lot of forest that could go if that fire had gotten out of control. Smartest boy in the world wasn't real smart, or was he too smart? According to how you look at it. Wonderful family, wonderful boy. I'm sure he's had a great life and is having a great life. But David, you were really smart, and our daughter was really supportive, and the two of you did a not so good thing.